Hello, everybody. This is Murray back with you in this edition of the weekly news reviews, which is for October the 26th. And I'm here with my partner, Hans Lammelman.
Welcome back, everybody.
And we're happy to be here. And I guess we'll get started right away with one of the big stories is the Halloween coming up.
Oh, yes, I'm sure everybody has their costumes ready. I know I have mine ready. And it looks like there's going to be a lot to do in Lavaca County this year. And actually, on the Hallettsville Tribune Herald, if you find yourself looking at the front page this week, we have a calendar of many of the free events in Lavaca County on Halloween coming up.
Yeah, looks like a whole lot of activities going on. What you had several different towns, wasn't it? You had
Yep,
Yoakum.
yep, they're going to be celebrating all over the county.
Oh yeah.
In Yoakum, they have something at the library this Friday. It's going to be a benefit play day. This is the first event to raise money for the Yoakum Rodeo Arena in quite a while, and it's going to be Halloween themed. So if you find yourself free and ready to raise some money for the rodeo arena while also wanting to celebrate Halloween this Saturday morning, I recommend you find yourself in Yoakum.
Yeah, and we're going through some things in the paper. I have a couple of articles. We're trying to kind of get in that ghost feeling, which we have. I wrote an article about Bailey's Prairie, which is a ghost down in Brazoria County that I myself happened to witness that light. So you need to read that if you get time. And also, there's another one coming up. It's called Chapita's Ghost, and it will be up on the website within a few days. So if you want to get in the Halloween mood, well, go take a look at them.
Yeah, and I certainly recommend that Bailey's Ghost Story. It's very spooky and it's doing very well on our Facebook. A lot of the community appears to agree with me that it's a good story. And I gotta know, Murray, what did the light look like? You said you saw Bailey's ghost itself. What did that light look like?
Well, when you read the story, you'll see that the ghost is looking for a jug of whiskey that was supposed to be buried with him, and it didn't get there, according to legend. And this light is supposedly him holding a lantern looking for that jug of whiskey. And as a witness, I can tell you it's just it's a pretty well perfect circle,
Mm.
and it's kind of orange colored. It's not white so much, at least when I saw it. But it'll give you a spooky feeling if you ever see it. I can tell you that for sure.
Well, you got me intrigued with the story, so everybody should definitely check that out if you're trying to embrace the Halloween spirit this year. And we also have a reminder from our ace reporter, Jimmy Apples, to remember to be safe this Halloween. He has plenty of tips on page one of the Tribune Herald to stay safe, know where your kids are going to be trick or treating, and always encouraging those free events where a lot of community members are around.
Yeah, one paragraph Jimmy had in this article really got my attention. It says, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, on Halloween Day, more than twice as many children are killed in pedestrian car crashes between 4 and 10 p.m. than any other day through the year at that same time.
Everybody's walking around. It's just an unfortunate, I guess, side effect of the holiday.
Yes.
So now, moving past Halloween, we do have some news from the Shiner Gazette regarding Farron's Agri Center, and they have 4 decades now of service in the Shiner community.
Yeah, those folks have been there a long time, and if you've never been there, well, you ought to. If you like, especially if you like Western type wear, jeans and shirts and what have you, they're the people to see. And they're right on the highway between leaving Shiner going towards Gonzales, be on the left hand side of the road.
And then another celebration of an anniversary was in Moulton this last weekend, and our we have a Moulton alumni in the office here, our little buddy Henry Joe Yasek, and he told us all about it. They were celebrating, I believe it's 66 years
Yeah,
since graduating.
yeah. I believe Henry was in the class of 1956, if my memory serves me well. But he was bragging about it. I think he talked to you more about it than he did me about the food and what have you.
Well, it does say here the first sentence, and this was covered by our managing editor, Bobby Horechka, but I'm sure Henry was one of his sources, that more than 450 people turned out to Moulton High School, to that old school building, on Saturday. So what a nice day for the Wildcats, is it? Right? The
Bobcats.
Bobcats. I
Molten,
apologize, Moulton.
molten Bobcat.
Well, a big day for them, and I'm glad that everybody got to see each other and got to enjoy company in the solidarity there.
Yeah, I'm gonna mention something too. We're kind of short on time, but on the inside of Moulton, there's a story about the Pink Out contest and Color Walk, and then there's another story about the Moulton Christian Mothers public square was attended by 40 where they did the rosary. So those are color pictures, and you'll be interested in seeing that, I'm sure.
All right, and moving past Moulton, we have news for all of our Lavaca County voters because early voting has officially started.
Yeah, that's right. It started Monday. So you have plenty of time to get out and vote, and you really need to do that. That's probably the biggest thing you could do for your country is actually go out and voice your opinion on this upcoming election.
So everybody can make their way over to I believe it's the Lavaca County Court Annex building, which is across the street from the Dairy Queen here in
Right,
Hallettsville.
right.
And so that's the area where you can do early voting up until next Friday. And for any information on voting and the process and mail-in ballots, all of that's available on our website, lavacacountytoday.com.
Correct.
And it was also in our voter guide last week. So if you still have that paper sitting around, there's a lot of valuable information in there for you.
Yes, you can find out about most all of the people that are running for office and their viewpoints. So I would suggest that you do read that.
And now moving past politics, let's get into the real interesting stuff, into sports. So how about them Astros, Murray?
Yeah, them Astros, they're doing good. I don't believe, I think they swept everybody. And I'm not a big baseball fan, but when Houston's involved, I'm sure going to check it out.
And it's easy to watch them when they're winning,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm enjoying it. And so they're going to be playing the Phillies for the first game of the World Series this Friday, October 28th at 7:03 p.m. according to my research. So make sure to get some popcorn and some beverages ready, and it'll be a good Friday to prepare for the Halloween weekend here.
Exactly. It's all you ball fans, y'all are going to love these series because they have been exciting from what I've seen.
And we have some exciting sports locally here as well, starting with Shiner. Unfortunately, they snapped their losing streak to my understanding, right? To Refugio this weekend.
Yeah, they had the only game they had lost prior to this one was against Hallettsville, and they went into this game. They played it in Refugio. I got to watch. They were live streaming it. I got to watch the last half, and the score doesn't reflect how close this game was because they got a touchdown very late, and it was over anyway. So it was a great game. You could tell that they had decided that Brooks wasn't going to defeat them. Although I think he did run for two touchdowns and a ton of yardage, but you could tell by watching that game every time he got the ball, they were concentrating on him. But it
Well,
was a great game.
yes, we applaud the Comanches for their effort, and hopefully they can get extra motivated and continue for next week even stronger. And the final score for that one was 38-27 in favor of Refugio. But not all was bad news over the weekend in Shiner because St. Paul defeated Temple Central Texas Christian with a score of 37 to 10. So they had quite the convincing win.
Yeah, and going over to Hallettsville, back to Hallettsville. Did you mention this about Sacred Heart?
No, not yet. So they had a win, right? Some positive.
Yeah, they dominated New Braunfels Christian Academy 67-21. And that was Friday night, and that was in New Braunfels. And Chuck Groff was there, and he's got an outstanding picture of a receiver catching the ball. The ball is coming right to his hands, and Chuck captured that in the photograph. And as a photographer, that impressed me. Very good.
Oh yeah, good job, Chuck. And I would like to add that that win for Sacred Heart, that was a much needed win in an otherwise bleak season so far, correct?
Yeah, they had a four-game losing streak, but this game here, they came alive, and Chuck had mentioned that I think they nearly set a scoring record for the school.
Well, hopefully they can rally behind that one. And then there's plenty of other things to celebrate in local sports this week. Shiner Lady Cross Country, they are going to compete in state for the third consecutive year. So congratulations. I know they competed at the regional meets over the weekend. And Yoakum Cross Country, they are sending one of their female runners to state as well. So congratulations and good luck, Gisela. And for all the cross country runners that have ended their seasons throughout the county, congratulations, and you deserve a nap after all that.
Yeah, they worked hard, every one of them, the winners and the ones that didn't come out on top. They're all to be congratulated for the effort they put forth. And I was looking here. Did you mention anything about your hummingbird article?
You know, I did not. That is a great reminder. We can finish on my hummingbird news here. So if anybody finds themselves looking at the Yoakum Herald Times or online at our website, lavacacountytoday.com, you might see an article regarding the hummingbirds. That's right, it's migration season, so the hummingbirds are preparing for winter. You might see them flying around at your bird feeders, and I got to talk to the president of the Yoakum Garden Club, and she let me know that you can befriend hummingbirds. In fact, there's some species or some specific hummingbirds that stay in Texas and stay in our area year round. Not all of them do, but some of them do. So it can become really loyal to you, and you can actually form a friendship if you just nice and quiet and um are not a threat. Then eventually they'll come up to you, and you can actually form a relationship.
Yeah, my little brother, he used to have the feeders out every year, and he swore that the same birds came back every year, so maybe they were being loyal to him.
I guess so. And there's also plenty of tips in there about, what to put in your feeders. I know a bit too much information right now about it. Red or yellow feeders are preferred for hummingbirds. You should not be using food coloring. All that and more at the bottom of the Yoakum Herald Times front page.
Yeah, one other thing too, didn't you have that history column that you do in the Yoakum paper?
Oh yes, yes. So that one's in there too, and we went back almost 100 years this time, and we have a nice uh, political cartoon at the top of that, encouraging people to vote. So at this very time of year, just about 100 years ago, they were doing the same thing, getting ready for people to be politically active. So follow in your ancestors' steps, and let's educate ourselves this year.
Yeah, that was a perfect timing to run that article. So I don't know that we have anything else. We had to cut it a little short this time, friends, but you can read your papers and go to lavacacountytoday.com and read about them ghosts. I'll give myself a little plug on that one. And other than that, I'm going to say, how about them Astros? Go ahead on.